Welcome to Dakota Preparedness. This video is going to be about 11 tips on how to procure, store, and cook food storage for emergency preparedness. Now, the first category is choosing the right foods. Focus on shelf-stable staples. Pick items with long shelf lives, such as beans, rice, pasta. And the number one place to get these is in one word, Provident Living. Go to the internet, search for that word, and you will find a website, Provident Living, sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And if you explore that site, and it's very easy to, you will find they have over 100 physical outlets to provide long-term storage food. Now, they also have an online system which costs a little bit more. So if you're totally into economics, look up the store closest to you, call and verify with them the date and time that you're going to show up there, and you can find some very economical food. In my personal experience, and I've visited 3 different locations, you currently can get 3 months worth of food for about $260. That would be 6 number 10 cans of white rice, 6 number 10 cans of black beans, 6 number 10 cans of regular oats, a 4th case of mixed up various number 2 cans. Usually what I get is like 2 sliced apples, 2 of freeze-dried strawberries, and 2 of onions. And then I get a case of powdered milk, which is 12 Mylar bags, which will fit perfectly into a Home Depot or Lowe's bucket to seal it for additional protection. It's the go-to place for staples. And they don't care if you're a member or not. They don't even ask. Now, I have, in talking to them, they say that usually the members who go to their storehouses are the smaller part of their business or activity. Rather, there are a lot of people into disaster preparedness, but there's also a lot of people who just want to get some good quality staple food for a very economical price. So whether you're first starting out in emergency preparedness or you've got big bucks, you're a billionaire and you're building a multi-million-dollar bunker in the Hawaiian Islands, I would say go to 1120 Kalahai Street in Honolulu. That's their outlet in Hawaii, and pick up. You can buy 1 can or you can buy as much as you want, as far as I know. What I usually do is buy in 3-month increments. I'll pick up the cases that I described, and sometimes I mix it and match it. And they will usually run somewhere close to $260 for 5 cases. Number 2 is I would go to Walmart or Aldi's, and I would beef that amount of food up by buying, if I was looking at 90 days worth of food for one person, I'd buy 90 cans worth of food from Walmart or Aldi's. Vegetables, canned fruit. Now, if it's citrus fruit, make sure you have something put in a plastic tub or something, because they will go bad on you. I've had that happen to me. Next, we go to Amazon and we buy red feather butter. We buy a 24 count, and yes, it's a little expensive. It's $289, but that is easily a full year supply of butter for us, and it's just excellent butter. It comes from New Zealand. We will also buy canned cheese, 18 count, $110. And we've never had any of that go bad on us. Another trick that I utilize to increase the variety of the food to prevent food fatigue is B&M brown bread, raisins. You can get it 2 count for $13 off of Amazon, and occasionally I can find it at my local grocery store. Then you want to beef up things with perhaps some freeze-dried food if your budget allows. So we have a considerable amount of Mountain House, Augustin Farm, Emergency Essentials. I've tasted 4 Patriot Food, and they are all excellent. I would highly recommend any of those. Now, one really incredible food is from Freeze Dried Wholesalers, and a little bit unique from the other suppliers. They send them in a mylar bag that has a viewing window. And you can just see, like with this avocado, they are very large pieces, and you're really getting a quality product here. And I did some price comparison. At first, initially, I thought the wholesaler products were going to be far more expensive. But once you compare the amount that you get with the amounts you get with some of their competitors, like with this avocado, which I just love, this was actually the cheap, more economical price. We also increase our food variety by using canned meats, such as from Keystone. They have beef, ground beef, pork, chicken, and we found they're all excellent. And usually you can find it at your local grocery store. But if not, it's available on Amazon. Number 2, consider variety in nutrition. While staple foods are important, include items that provide vitamins and minerals like canned vegetables and fruits. Don't hesitate to have a year's supply of multivitamins. Number 3, think about your cooking ability. If a situation arises where you can't cook, have pre-made meals or items that require minimal preparation with water. This is why I would suggest having a few MREs on hand. You can eat them cold if you have to. I've done that with the Navy Seabees with sea rations. But they also have usually flameless heaters with them, and you can heat up the entree. Also, have the ability to duplicate your kitchen, if you will. If you have a grid down situation, the most economical way to do this is have an iconic Coleman 2-burner stove that utilizes 1-pound bottles of propane. You can also get an adapter cable that attaches to a 20-pound propane tank, and that will last a considerable amount of time. Have a Dutch oven and a cast iron skillet. With those 2 instruments, I can duplicate just about anything you can cook on a stovetop or in a conventional oven. Also, if you're going to be doing group feedings for a large group or a large family, you might want to consider having a large kettle, such as they utilize for low country broils, that will connect up to a 20-pound bottle of propane. And this would allow you to do mass feedings if you had to. Now, a second major category is storing for longevity. Place the food in a cool, dry, dark place. This is the golden rule of food storage. Aim for places like basements, interior closets, or pantries that stay cool and out of direct sunlight. Don't think garage, especially if you live in the southwest of the United States or in Florida. Those garages can sometimes be hotter than Valhalla. They will greatly shorten your food shelf life. Don't even go there as far as the garages. Find an appropriate place to store the food. Have proper containers. Use airtight containers for dry goods like grains and cereals. That's why the Provident Living food products are so ideal. They're made from the get-go to put in either a Mylar bag or a number 10 can, and they can easily last 20, 25, 30 years. Mylar bags are excellent with oxygen absorbers in them, but place them in a Lowe's or Home Depot bucket with a sealed lid. Rotate your stock. These gravity-fed can dispensers are ideal, and they can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. You can get them where they'll handle 3 dozen cans to 300 cans. Keep an eye out for organization and maintenance. Label everything. Clearly mark containers with the contents and date of purchase or packaging. This will help with stock rotation and finding what you need quickly. Inspect them regularly. Routine checks to store your food for signs of spoilage like pests, leaks, or bulging cans, and just toss them away. Don't take any risks with eating something that might get you sick. Consider long-term storage options for ultimate preparedness. Such preparedness invest in freeze-dried or MRE meals ready-to-eat rations. These offer extended shelf life but can be expensive. When I hiked the El Camino, the 500-mile pilgrimage hike in France and in Spain, what I found was took me the first 5 days of living on aspirin, and then I started getting stronger. And by the time it was day 14, I felt 20 years younger. Well, part of that was the daily stress and exercise, but also Spain has excellent food, and we had access to top-notch protein and salads and fruits, and we were able to quickly rebuild our bodies. Well, in an emergency, you're going to want to duplicate that effect at least for the first 2 weeks. If anything, eat better than you normally do. Utilize what's in your freezers and your refrigerators. Have it pre-planned out, having maybe some of these more expensive items with the canned food and the freeze-dried food. But eat well when the long-term disaster starts so that you can build up your body. Also, have some comfort foods. Have that dark chocolate. Have cocoa. Have your coffee. We have a case of various flavors of candy canes. So have some comfort foods. So if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. It helps the channel and it helps the community. Be prepared.